What is your last name?
I know it's for some reason when I do say it, I always try to I always stutter on my last name. It's Thurgood.
Thurgood?
Thurgood, like George.
Yeah, like him. Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, we're here with Mr. Sam Thurgood.
That's
and
me.
Is this your first time directing a cruise?
My first time as a cruise director on board the flagship of Carnival Cruise Line, which is no pressure at all, no pressure, but I'm enjoying every second of it.
How now? Did they throw this on you, or did they say, "Hey, this is coming up"? Did you have time to prepare?
We did have time to prepare. So I always knew that there was a conference as such, because it happens probably once every 2 years where all the cruise directors and Carnival Cruise Line all meet each other, like team bonding, to discuss the year, to discuss the future. So I always knew it was going to be happening at the start of this year. So I tried to make it come true of my dream becoming a cruise director, which I'll explain about in a little bit, but I knew it was happening. So in July, even before this contract, before anything, I bought all my suits, all my cruise director clothes, right? If those who don't know what a cruise director is, you essentially are the fun guide. You are the face of fun, you do all the announcements, you have to do all the game shows, it's great fun. So I literally bought all my suits, all my clothes, afternoon clothes, shoes, shorts, and I left them in my suitcase until this week. And I've been on this contract for about 5.5 months, and this was when my first time I actually opened them, and we've been in my suitcase for about 6 or 7 months since July.
That's awesome.
So I knew it was coming up, and then essentially I got approached by Kindle to get called from in her office. Kindle Fire is, if you're a fan of a cruise in the world, you all know who Kindle Fire is. She's the best of the best. But called in the office, and then we sat down, had a Zoom call to head office, and then boom, I got told I'll be covering for 1 week when she's gone. So I was over the moon and very nervous.
Now, do you have any more cruises scheduled at this point, or?
At the moment, not so. So I know I'm going to be working in June. So I leave here March 1st, and then I have 3 months back at home. It's kind of funny, I do actually work at home as well. So I work in like this little cafe restaurant. So when I'm back at home, I literally just I wash dishes and I clean tables. So I get really humbled at home. Really humbled.
Yeah.
But no, so usually it's like 6 months on, and then 3 months on, 6 months on. But I think I'm going to be being based out of New Orleans, I believe.
Okay.
New Orleans, and I'll start there in June.
Okay. I got one more question. I'm going to turn it over to Tom here. So, out of all the cruise directors, you mentioned Kendall, there's Cookie, there's so many. Who would you say is your role model, and do you try to base yourself on off of past conductors, or?
Yeah. So I worked with many. Well, I say many. So it's my 4th contract officially. So I've been on 3 other ships, and every single cruise director has. I'll probably take like a little piece from them and put it into me as such. I say everyone's equal as they are. I learn something about everyone, but of course Kindle Fire. She's she's actually engaged, if you know, with her fiance, with Joe. He was my first CD. He was my first cruise director on my first contract. So with Joey, I learned a lot from him. He was I would say probably my biggest mentor, because I was brand new to everything. My first trivia I hosted, I literally cried on stage, and then it's all about overcoming the odds. Because later on we can talk about the main idea is I have a stutter, a speech impediment. When I was 16 years old, I saw the cruise director. I'm like, I can do that now. But meanwhile, I'm doing very good so far, trying to hide the stutter. But it does come, I promise. But so with Joey, I say, because I remember one time, you can't see the shoes now, but my shoes I wear in the evening, it's called like a monk shoe. Because I remember when I was on my first contract with Joey, I didn't pack any shoes, essentially. I forgot my smart shoes. So he had a spare, almost brand new ones. So he gave me them. I'm like, thank you so much. And that style was a monk shoe. It's like a strap over. It's kind of hard to say what it is. But if you look at like an English monk shoe, you see as though that there is like a symbol where I want to follow in his footsteps. So that's why I wear like that certain shoe at night. Not at night. Oh yeah, at night, but not in general. But in, like if I'm on the floor walking, not in my bed. But yeah, it's I say with everyone really, like Kendall and Joey, I do learn a lot of. But
Right.
But all of them, we got. The list goes on. It really is. They're all great. All the cruise directors of Carnival, they do pick the best people.
And that is too. That is something you talked about. You have to overcome, but that's also too an inspiration to so many people because not one person has a stuttering issue.
Yeah.
I would say millions probably in the world, million people, and for somebody to be on stage and to look at somebody and say, "Man, that guy has an issue. Like maybe I can be somebody," And do you try to do you is that something that you try to suppress, hide, or do you embrace it and move on with it?
Yeah, I do hide it now. So when I'm talking, I'm always changing words around. The words are like, for example, I want to mention more cruise directors, but I know if I do mention them, I probably will. So for example,
Right.
I'll try and kick it in on purpose. So I've worked with the likes of with Louis. There's a guy called Ridnea and a guy called. There we go. So if it's not certain letters, it just kicks in at random times. So a guy called. If that happens, usually how I go by it, I spell it out. Kind of weird, but then I go Tyler.
Okay.
Tyler Meehan. But as soon as I hear it, I can say it. It's so weird. But yeah, Tyler Meehan. But the list really does go on. It's everyone. But the thing where it's, for example, with Kindle, when I got told I'm going to cover on board the Carnival Jubilee, she wanted me to kind of own it. Because I always, backstage, I always say to Kindle, like, I want to overcome it, I want to get better. But with Kindle saying, it's you, Sam. Make it your strength.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's what everyone says. Make it your strength.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. I am. Well, I would like to see myself as a role model because, long story short, when I was officially 16 years old, saw a cruise director who has no idea that I exist. He convinced me to become one day. This was on another cruise line, not Carnival, but yeah. So it's kind of like good that I'm gonna like pay. It's like one big cycle, right? So then I want to hopefully inspire other people to become a cruise director and hit their goals, and then maybe my goal way time after being cruise director, like being like a life coach. So helping out people who maybe have a bit of anxiety, speech impediments, kind of scared of everything, but then just trying to get them kind of not in their head and kind of that's what it all is. It's just in your head. I say in this week particularly. It's like I do and not think.
Right.
I do and not think. Recently, I did watch a podcast. I did explain it this morning in my Q&A. It's called the episode of a podcast. It's all about headlights, which sounds really, really weird. But essentially what it means is treat your life like a car. Driving in the night is only focus on what's in front of you right now. So you see about 6 feet in front of you in the car,
Right.
but you should not never worry about what's going to happen in the future because the 5 weeks I knew I was doing this, I didn't think about it once. Of course I did my prep work and got ready, but I didn't think about the actual feeling of being a cruise director. And then on the actual day, I'm like, oh, it's happening, let's go.
Right. So you do have a podcast then?
No, I don't have.
Okay,
Not yet,
okay,
but
okay.
in the future maybe. Maybe I do.
Okay.
I do have like a page on the socials, but then eventually maybe I'm always thinking to do vlogs. That's always an idea. I don't ever know if I would do vlogs, but
Well, I'm going to turn this over to Tom, and he has some questions too here.
Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank
You
you.
did a great job on the whole cruise.
Great job.
I mean, we were very impressed. And for taking over for Kindle, that's tough, you know?
Big time.
So, and like he was talking about Kindle just got the award for Cruise Director of the Year. See, so, I mean, so just tell us a little bit more about what got you into it. What was the main reasons?
So I always make a joke saying this. I swear my parents actually convinced me to look on cruises so they can get cheaper cruises. But but I think it was my idea. But no, long story short, I was on Princess Cruises. It was here we go. I always know when I'm going to stutter. The CRON. But
Contessa.
no, here we go. But this is where it happens. It's like, if I had a microphone right now, or if I try and pretend.
Yes.
The Crown Princess. See? And then it goes away. And this is like a reflex. When I do that, I can speak. It's weird. So the Crown Princess, owned by Princess Cruises, went on it when I was 16 years old. But when you're about 16, you're at that time you're thinking, what should I do? What should I do? Because a careers person in my school saying, you know, everyone must decide now, but it's no rush. There's a lot of people who still don't know what to do in life. But luckily, I saw a cruise director, and everyone loved that person. And the guy looked like he was having a great time, like the happiest man on earth. And I'm like, yeah. And then I essentially saw him, thinking about it, and then I actually watched the movie, here we go, let's just see if this works. The Greatest Showman. See, there we go. My hand is a microphone. So The Greatest Showman, of course, with Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron. And that idea is like overcoming, not that you're like a freak, but like, you know, like setting yourself to do anything. Because like listening to like the song lyrics, like "This Is Me," and like it's like if you look at the breakdown of the songs, it's all about kind of like pursuing your happiness, overcoming the odds, and just doing it. So the Greatest Showman film and Christina Cruise director kind of like grew that bond, that love, where every single day, even asked my parents, I said, probably mentioned being a cruise director, but every single day, at least once, since I was 16 and till I was, I guess now. But the main thing is, then I went to, after school, I studied in college for 2 years. So in England, it's a little bit weird. We do college first. We do 16 to 18, and I studied hospitality. So it's like a bit of cooking, customer service, all that good stuff. And then my tutor, my main teacher, went to uni. At the time, I was like, I want to become a cruise director, but I don't know how. And I looked at my tutor's uni that he went to, which he said, I think I'll be really good, you know, the coursework and whatnot. Because behind the scenes, I'm very like, I want to get things on time. I looked up his university he went to, which was, there we go, Plymouth University. I just found a cure.
That's
okay.
Awesome.
Which was Plymouth University, which was based in the southwest of England, and they did a course in essentially cruise operations. It was a 3-year Bachelor of Science degree in cruise management, and I did it. And there was 11 people in my course. The other 10 people didn't actually went on a cruise ship at all, which confused me. I'm like, why are you on a cruise degree? But then at that time, and then of course the world was struck by COVID. Mm-hmm. And then it was all in Zoom classes, and the other 10 people apart from me all went to another course, which was here we go, it's not working anymore, and to I might be here all day, travel and tourism.
Okay.
But that's also, I make humour out of it. It's like there's much more worse things out there than having a little stutter. Right. So then I stayed on. I had faith that the cruise industry would come back. Luckily they did. As soon as I turned 21 on my birthday, I literally applied for Carnival Cruise Line. And there's a little story behind that as well, but it's long story short, I applied for Princess, but I messed it up very, very bad. So it was like an online interview. I thought you could go back to the questions. So as you're in your house, I didn't even have a t-shirt on. So when I submit the interview, it was just me writing down the questions, saying okay, just shirtless, and then I press next, hoping I can go back and like not cheat, but maybe cheat a little bit. Because I knew I had no ocean experience, so I need all the help it gets. And then it said submitted. I'm like, oh great. And then with my dad was like, like next time you can do it. But then a few weeks later, his area manager came in. My dad works in like a chain, like a bakery chain, mm-hmm. And then he was so proud of me. He mentioned about the video. I did a whole video, like a bit like before that. I did like another like entry video as well as that. And he showed his boss, and she said, funny enough, my best friend when I was a kid is number 2 for Carnival in entertainment. So he got in touch with LinkedIn. I said how to apply. He said apply on Carnival Entertainment. And at first I was like, Carnival kind of like scared me a little bit because Carnival was a fun ship, so to be extroverted, and I was at that time I was very like Princess is very like very good, as in like kind of laid back a little bit more not higher class. They're all great cruise ships, but you know, a little bit more relaxed hosted than Princess. But I was like, okay, I'll give Carnival a try, and then yeah, got the interview. I didn't mess up this time. I actually answered honestly with a big smile on my face, and I got the job. And then I got the visas all sorted out. Again, there's a lot of little stories along the way. But then my first contract, I was on the Carnival. Here we go. It's PANORAMA.
Panorama?
That's the one. That's the one. That one. Based in LA for 6 months. After that, I was on Magic for about almost 8 months. Then I'm on Luminosa, and now I'm here, and see where else it takes me.
Now, and you said you're going to go back home? And
Yeah. So I'll be back home. So in about 8 days' time, I'll be back home. Then I believe, as I said about, I think New Orleans. I think I'm based out. I think I'm on the. But also, you said before as well. Like, is there like, how do I treat stutter? I kind of avoid it. So I do believe I know the ship name, but again, I avoid it naturally without even knowing. So in June, I'll be going to there we go.
Valor?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
The VALOR, the Valor. But that's New Orleans, which I heard great things about that crowd.
Are you directing that one?
No, I'm just a fun squad.
Okay.
But you
just
never know.
fun squad.
You never know what happened. It's all about, this week is just about a learning opportunity. There might be some people out there, because it has happened throughout the whole fleet. So there's probably someone new in every single cruise ship right now until everyone else gets back from conference. But it's just a matter of just staying humble and just trusting the process. And when it's time, it's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen. We
Yeah.
know it.
We never know. You never know.
So what is your website?
Oh yeah, my social. So it's really easy to remember. So I'm Sam. I'm on a cruise ship, and I'm in entertainment. So it's Sam Cruise Entertainment.
Perfect.
Sam Cruise Entertainment.
Yeah, and it's my whole message, my whole thing is about just stepping outside your comfort zone. Even though I still can't order a drink at Starbucks, if I say what I want, I go, I get latte out eventually after 10 seconds, and then they ask for a name, so I go John. I just say the easiest name I can do it, and then I'm like, how am I a host? How am I a host? I can't even order a drink. But no, it's been a fun week. It's my last day as cruise director, so tomorrow I'll be part of the entertainment host team. So doing the karaoke and the hosts, or being the trivias, which will be a nice step back. And it's very nice to have everyone as your best friend on board.
Yes, absolutely.
When I walk into a room, everyone looks around and says Sam. I'm just Sam really. I'm like, how am I famous? I don't know. I guess I'm just me.
Well, and I've seen a couple people, they wanted pictures.
Yeah,
guy
a lot of
wanted an
selfies this week.
autograph
I'm
and-
so over the
and
moon.
is that
yeah.
humbling? Is that
Yeah.
is that very
It's-
humbling to you?
This week on board of Jubilee, I bet you've probably some guests who've never seen me before because we're just wrong place, wrong time. But I do walk. I try to do it everywhere. Every single evening, probably like from 5 p.m. till possibly even 12 some nights. I'm walking like loops on deck 6, 7, and 8, approaching every single group, making sure everyone's just having a great time. That's just my job, and I say it's very nice. My view of it is that there's someone out there somewhere who wants a picture with a cruise director at any time. So and there'll be some people who are like, I won't walk up this time, but like somewhere out there, there's a person who's trying to find me, I guess. And at each announcement, I say keep on smiling, because a smile goes a long way. You never know what's going on in someone else's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And
I always write on, like I wrote it on our board today because we keep boards outside of our room.
yeah,
I said, smile, they're contagious, share it.
yeah, big
Yeah.
time.
You
It's
walk by somebody and they're smiling, you just have to smile. It's part of the game.
just that little interaction is great. It's me walking past, trying to say hello to every single person, but even just a little smile, they always smile back, and then it's just a little boost of the day, right? A little boost.
Well, now it's official. You're famous.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam the cruise director.
Mm-hmm.
And just
It's in the making.
everybody
And we got the first interview.
just tell everybody that when they go fill out their cruise surveys,
Mm-hmm.
send a big shout out to Sam.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in our group. We have a group of over 1,200 people.
Oh wow!
Facebook
Well,
group.
it's up to you. Just be as honest as you can.
I'll be honest. Don't.
Yeah.
But we don't want to use up any more of your time. But thank you very much for everything you do. Thanks for helping out people, learning to overcome certain things in life. And
About that as well. Even this morning, I'm very pleased. Two, like a mum and a dad approached me and said that their sons are stuttering, and even somebody else after the debate talk, at the same time approached it. I have a stutter. I'm like, okay, I love like making these connections. And the main thing is, I said to the parents is to like most children have a stutter. Like one have every four, and I've done all the research. I've listened to everything. But the main thing I think I've looked at with kids, which my parents are the best in the world, but for example, one big advice for parents, if you're watching this, if you've got a kid who stutters, is to just pay attention to them. So if they're talking, actually focus on what they're saying and don't like wander off. So when they're talking, don't overtalk them, and that's if you look it up anywhere, that's literally the main advice.
So eye contact is good.
Yeah, well, it depends who you are, but essentially just listening. So that's like, but yeah, it's kind of like, it makes me happy. I'm not a parent myself, but it's like giving parents a bit of feedback, not of course in parenting, but like just a little bit of feedback, and because me having a bit of a stutter, which was way worse a year ago, and it was way worse a year ago. So getting better, so maybe my next interview I'll just overcome it. Because now it's gone. It's not there anymore, but it's a lot of guests come to me and say, do you really have it? I'm like, yeah. I just overthink it too much, that's all. Words are easy, I just overthink them.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us, and like I said, it's been a blessing. It's been amazing. I've known a few cruise directors. I don't 15 cruises, not that many compared to some, but definitely by far, you have been my favorite.
Stop it.
But no, I'm serious. Like I was like, the first night I was like, who's Sam? Like,
yeah,
like never even heard of that.
Everyone was going, who's Sam?
Yeah.
Like,
where's Kendall?
yeah, right.
Right, who's Sam? But it's like, you're amazing. Your presence seems to calm a room, and you get the attention, you get the focus, and it's been amazing to see. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
buddy.
you. There we go.
What's
That's
your
it.
channel, Tom?
T&T's Adventures to Sea.